Hey, so let's look at, under integer operations, down under adding, same sign. What was the rule we came up with on Friday for same sign adding integers?
Oh.
Yep.
Same sign adding integers. You just add them. They have the same sign.
Okay, what else do you do besides add?
Subtract.
But what do you do with the sign?
If it's are you talking about like the bigger number?
If they're same sign.
Oh, if they're the same sign, then it's gonna be that sign.
Remember we said add and keep the sign.
Oh yeah, keep the sign. That's why I kind of said that. I said it's gonna be the same sign as it was.
Yep. Add and keep the sign. Kylo, we're up here now. Alright, so let's look at an example. So if I have -3 plus -4, they are both negative, so I have same sign. So my answer, I'm going to keep the sign, so I know it's going to be a negative. And what's 3 plus 4?
3 plus 4? Oh, that's 7.
7.
It'll be -7.
So my answer is -7. So on your paper, next to same sign, make sure you have this filled out. Add and keep the sign. The example, -3 plus -4 equals -7. Make sure you have that filled in on the back. That's your note. So next to it, it talks about adding two descents together goes even deeper. Adding two ascents together is rising even higher. So think about the temperature outside is when I like to think about positive and negative numbers. If it's a -5 degrees outside and the meteorologist says it's going to drop another 5 degrees tonight, is it going to get warmer or colder? Colder. So if you're already at -5, you're going even colder, so you're down to -10. Okay? The next one, different signs. What do you need to do? Yep, what do? You subtract, and what else?
And if whatever number is higher, that's the sign you're gonna keep, right?
Yep. Keep the sign
With a higher number.
of the larger number.
But larger or higher? Does it matter?
Nope. I just like the larger better.
Okay.
More mathematically correct. So keep the sign of the larger number once you subtract. So let's say I have -10 plus 7. So first thing I'm always going to ask myself, do I have same or different signs? So this one I have different, so I need to subtract them. So I'm taking the larger number and subtracting the smaller number, so 10 minus 7. 3, and then the 10 is larger, so it is a -3. Where kids get confused is they say, but it shows addition. Why am I not adding? Because when you have different signs, the rule is to subtract. Okay? If you have questions on it, remember you can always draw your plus and minuses if you need to. So at the bottom, I'm going to show this for those of you that maybe have questions on it. So -10. I should have 10 negatives, so there's my 10 negatives. I should have 7 positives. Okay, so then I take 7 of these, so there's 6, there's 7, so those all cancel out, those all cancel out, so I'm left with 3 negatives, which was what my answer was. If you ever have questions, I would strongly suggest drawing out your positives and your negatives and matching them up. You may not always have the chips with you that we had on Friday, right? But you can always write plus and negatives on your paper. What is an instance in real life besides weather that you'll need positive and negative numbers? You got one, Aiden? How many of you have a bank account? Nobody has a savings account?
I mean, my 50.
Oh, I have one.
Okay. In a couple of years, you may have a checking account once you start working. How many of your parents go to the store and if they use their debit card? Right? Parents using their debit card possibly. When I use the debit card, is that a positive or a negative? Negative, because if I'm using a debit card, I'm paying for something, so I'm taking that money out. Right? So some of your parents may also go back and balance their checkbook to see how much money they have in their account, because if you go below zero, they're going to start charging you fines. So you have to be able to know when you're getting close to that $0, so you got to know your rules of your integers for that. Alright, questions on any of the notes?
No, ma'am.
Okay, wherever you're at coloring, I want you to stop right now. You will get more time later in the week to color on it. Now I want you to take and cut out the edge of it. So right on the line, all around. So when it's cut out, it should look like that. When you have it cut out, open your notebook to page 6. Page 6 in your notebook. When you have it all cut out, you're gluing it into your notebook on page 6. So page 6 in your notebook, when you're done, glue it in.
Wait, did we color first or glue it first?
Well, you should already started coloring.
I didn't know what's the coloring.
Yeah, I said that.
What's the
You guys
coloring?
are too busy talking.
What's the coloring right now? Before a little bit.
You'll get some time too. Glue it on page 6. When you have that done, open to page 2 in your notebook. Glue on page 6 and open to page 2.
Hey, I forgot my notebook, so can I copy it in another notebook? What's that? I copy this and put it in my
Put it in
notebook?
your folder so you have it.
Okay. I will.
Glue on page 6, then open to page 2. Where's your notebook now? Okay, just make sure that it's put in your folder so you don't lose it.
I brought my today.
Good.
I remember.
You didn't bring it to me Friday though, after school. You were supposed to come show it to me to change your grade.
Oh my God! It's good at the school. I was so mad. I wasn't still.
Hey, when you have it glued on page 6 and on page 2, we need to fill out your table of contents. So today's date, August 29th, so I'm putting 8/29. The topic we did was adding integers. And page number, we were on page 6.